Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर महाराज की जय। इस्कॉन विपटी फाउंडर शील प्रभुपाद की जय। तीर सदन मंदिर की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya
Narayanam namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram chaiva narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim saraswatim vyasam
Devi Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato jayamudiraye
Dojayamudiraye
Nashtaprayashu bhadreshu
Nastapraya Subhadreshu
Nityam bhagavata sevaya
Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati uttama shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhaktir bhavati naistikim
Bhakti Bhagavati Naistaki
Krishnaya vasudevaya Devaki nandanaya cha Nandagopa kumaraya Govindaya namo namaha Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to the Shrimadbhagavatam book reading. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, Text 41. Ata Visvesa Visvatman Ata Visvesa Visvatman Vishva Murte Swakeshu me Vishwamurte Swakeshu me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Dridam Pandusu Vrishnisu Dridam Pandusu Vrishnisu Ata Visvesa Visvatman Vishwamurte Swakeshu me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Dridam Pandusu Vrishnisu. Please repeat. Ata Visvesa Visvatman Vishwamurte Swakeshu me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Dridam Pandusu Vrishnisu. Ata, therefore, Vishvisa, O Lord of Universe, Vishvatman, O Soul of the Universe, Vishwamurte, O Personality of the Universal Form, Swakeshu, unto my own kinsmen, me, my Sneha Pasham, tie of affection, Imam, this, Chindi, cut off, Dridam, deep, Pandusu, for the Pandavas, Vrishnisu, for the Vrishnis also. Ata Vishvesa Visvatman Vishwamurte Swakeshu me Sneha Pasham Imam Chindi Dridam Pandusu Vrishnisu. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. O Lord of the Universe, Soul of the Universe, O Personality of the Form of the Universe, please therefore sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. Please repeat. O Lord of the Universe,
O Lord of the Universe,
Soul of the Universe,
Soul of the Universe,
O Personality of the Form of the Universe,
O Personality of the Form of the Universe,
please therefore sever my tie of affection
sever my tie of affection
for my kinsmen,
the
Pandavas, and the Vrishnis. Purpose. A pure devotee of the Lord is ashamed to ask anything in self-interest from the Lord, but the householders are sometimes obliged to ask favors from the Lord, being bound by the tie of family affection. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact, and therefore she prayed to the Lord to cut off the affectionate tie from her own kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. The Pandavas are her own sons, and the Vrishnis are the members of her paternal family. Krishna was equally related to both of them, both the families. Both the families required the Lord's help because both were dependent and devotees of the Lord. Srimati Kunti Devi wished Sri Krishna to remain with her sons, the Pandavas, but by his doing so her paternal house would be bereft of the benefit. All these partialities troubled the mind of Kunti, and therefore she desired to cut off the affectionate tie. A pure devotee cuts off the limited ties of affection for his family and widens his activities of devotional service for all forgotten souls. The typical example is the band of 6 Goswamis who followed the path of Lord Chaitanya. All of them belonged to the most enlightened and cultured, rich families of higher caste. But for the benefit of mass of population, they left their comfortable homes and become mendicants. To cut off all the family affection means to broaden the field of activities. Without doing this, no one can be qualified as Brahmana, a king, a public leader, or a devotee of the Lord. The personality of Godhead as an ideal king showed by example. Sri Ramachandra cut off the tie of affection for his beloved wife to manifest the qualities of an ideal king. Such personalities as a Brahmana, a devotee, a king, or a public leader must be very broad-minded in discharging their respective duties. Srimati Kunti Devi was conscious of this fact, and being weak, she prayed to be free from such bondage of family affection. The Lord is addressed as the Lord of Universe, or the Lord of Universal Mind, indicating his all-powerful ability to cut the hard knot of family affection. Therefore, it is sometimes experienced that Lord, out of his special affinity towards a weak devotee, breaks the family affection by force of circumstances arranged by his all-powerful energy. By doing so, he causes the devotee to become completely dependent on him and thus clears the path for his going back to Godhead.
Yes.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamshta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijanasahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Reading from Shrimadbhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, Text 41. I will go through translation. O Lord of the Universe, Soul of the Universe, O Personality of the Form of the Universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, the Pandavas and the Vrishnis. So, we are seeing from past few days the prayers of Queen Kunti, and yesterday we have seen that Queen Kunti Maharani, she prays like all the cities over in Hastinapur and villages are flourishing in all respects because the herbs and grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits, the rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans full of wealth. and this is all due to your glancing over them. Just by Supreme Lord's glance, everything is in order, and also it's very prosperous in the holy land of Hastinapur. So today, Queen Kunti Devi is praying to Lord Krishna in a different. It's a different and prayer for detachment. So today we are gonna see the main sections of today are, the first is like the rope of material affection, Sneha Pasha, we are going to see that. And then comes the Bhakti, which is higher attachment to living entity. And then the path of renunciation or Vairagya and real religion. So first comes is the rope of material affection, like Sneha Pasha. So what does this Sneha Pasha generally refers to? Sneha means affection and Pasha means rope. So family affection is like a rope that binds the soul to this material world and to this material relationships. So normally we, the people who live in this society, we have many relationships, many attachments to various material appliances, to the either to our job, either to our assets, either to our family members, or towards our whatever material appliances you have, car or some wealth or some material property. We do have some attachments. Generally, people who are very much running after wealth or something, they eventually build the attachment to it, and the more and more they earn, the attachment to it is been increasing and increasing. So, but here Queen Kunti Maharani says, please Krishna, do detach me from the affections of Pandavas and Vrishnis. Because here it doesn't mean like she does not like Pandavas or Vrishnis or the state of situation that is they are being going on, but still she is praying to Supreme Lord because she knows that He is the Supreme Lord, and attachment to this material world is just temporary, and also whatever relationships that we build in this life are just permitted to this life itself. That doesn't come with us along in the next life or next birth. So Queen Kunti Maharani is well aware of the fact, and then she says like, Krishna, please detach me from all my family kinsmen like Pandavas and Vrishnis, and please bind me with your devotional service, like I want to attach to your devotional service. So here her request shows she understands the danger of being bound by material ties. So if we take a rope and if we start tying it hard and hard, sometimes it is very hard to untie it. When we bind it very tightly, it takes a lot of time to untie it and even make it straighter. So similarly, if we try to build and if we try to develop material relationships with many others in this society or in this lifetime, slowly what happens is like, if we try to have material attachments, it during our state of death, like last stages of death, we try to remember those attachments, and we try to be more focused on those attachments like wealth or some property or some relationships. So the nature is so kind that by your remembrance at the death, last stage of death, eventually you will get a certain suitable body to enjoy that material opulence or material property. So I would like to quote a story regarding this. There used to be one rich man, and he's very rich and he has a business. So he runs his business smoothly, and this was going smoothly for a few years. And later, when he is in old age, like he was very much attached to his property factory, and he couldn't detach from the factory. So even in his last stages of death, he still used to remember the factory, how it's gonna be, who is gonna maintain it, and how the wealth is being accumulated, and how the factory employees will be maintained, and all. It was he was thinking, and remembering the factory even at the stage of death. So what happened, the next life after he left his human body, he got a body of a parasite which resides in the factory in a corner. So even see, the nature is so kind that whatever you are attached with, it gives us the suitable body to enjoy it. So the parasite which stays in the factory itself, here and there roaming, always 24/7, it stays there only until and unless anyone tries to harm it or something. It just goes under the ground or something, like hides from someone, but still it continuously monitors that 24/7. It monitors. So eventually the rich person's attachment lead to the life of a parasite.
Nice.
So that's the scenario. Yeah, even Prabhupada explained in a lecture like this: family ties are like straws floating in a river current. So these straws come together temporarily, and later by another wave they scatter. Similarly, family members come together for some time due to karma and then separate. We all know, like even death is inevitable and we cannot avoid that. Even when we see in Mahabharata, when all the Pandavas were in exile, one day when all the Pandavas went to drink water in a river or lake, then eventually one after the other, they will be unconscious and fell at the bank of the river. Then at last Yudhishthira Maharaj, who is the eldest of Pandavas, reaches there, and then a yaksha appears out of the river or lake. Then he starts asking question. So the first question to Yudhishthira Maharaj, the yaksha asks is like, what is the most astonishing thing in this world? What do you think is the most astonishing and surprising thing? So to that, Maharaj Yudhishthira says, like, we the living entities, even though we see many persons are leaving their bodies, we still think that we are not going to meet death. We are going to live forever. That's the most astonishing thing. So even though we even personally, like we experience that death, like in our family, like we see very closely. Even then, we say like, we still think like, no, death is not for me, it's for others. So that's the most astonishing thing. So in the modern society, these families today are spread across the globe. Like we can take examples like family members who are residing in India, but some of the family members are coming over to other countries for job or education or something like that. So only during short time they were all at the same place. But eventually, when time progresses, everyone chooses their own path, like going into separate career or for education. Jai Shri Shri Radha Jai Jagannath Jai Baldev Subhadra Mai Ki Jai Jai Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. So yeah, even the family whichever stays in one place cannot be staying for a long time. Eventually time progresses. It may not be scenario with all the families, but still most of the families, like the people or children, they choose the career path on their own and different. There might be situation where they have to migrate to other places, other cities, so that there would be better and comfortable commutation to their job location. So this is a small example, like not all people are staying closely and in a joint family for a long time. So similarly, now in this material world, everything is temporary, and we, the living entities, just take this body as only for one life. We don't know what our next life could be, and we cannot assure that our next life could be a human, that too in the same family and with the same parents. There might not be the scenario. So it's very tough, and also it's very illogical to think that I'll get the same birth as human and I will get the same family and same brothers and sisters. So every relationship in this world is temporary and just lasts for some time. I would like to quote another pastime from Shrimadbhagavatam. So there used to be King Bharata, Maharaj Bharata, who ruled over the world, earth, and he was Bharata is a great king, and he after his ruling for several years, he renounced his kingdom for completely dedicated for meditating on the Supreme Lord. Then he went to forest for his meditation. There he was doing his meditation, but even on one day he became attached to a deer. A small deer has approached him, and he got very much attached to it. One day what happened, it stayed for a few days, like a few weeks, and daily he used to take care of the deer, like supplying water or giving some grass or food to it. But eventually one day what happened, it left the king, like unknowingly, without even showing his face. Like one morning, it suddenly disappeared. So this Bharata was very much worried. What happened to the deer? What happened? So this was in his last stage of death. So eventually what happened, at the time of death, he constantly remembered the deer. And guess what? He took the birth of a deer in the next life. So what is the purpose of him? He went to forest for doing meditation on the Supreme Personality of God. But what happened? A small distraction, a deer, distracted his meditation, and eventually the story got flipped into he got again rebirth as deer. So in the next life, that in the life of a deer, he know that he had done this mistake of distracting from the meditation. So in that lifetime of deer, he got associated with saintly persons and saints in that ashram. Like he used to stay there, and he used to hear whatever saintly persons say or preach. So in the next life, he again got a human birth, but in this human birth, he is not that stable. He is little mentally unstable, but still he has perfect knowledge of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he knows what he has to do, what is the purpose of main goal of life. So whatever his brothers or his parents say him, he doesn't care about it. So he doesn't want to do that. So they think like, oh, this person is mentally not stable, this person can't do anything. So they just left him alone, and whatever wealth and property he has, they have acquired that also. He was just alone in his family. And one day he was passing through a forest. Then the region in which he was passing, there was a procession of king. So the king was being carried in a palanquin. So the soldiers asked the king, his name is now Jada Bharata. So in the third life, his name is Jada Bharata. So they asked him, Jada Bharata, help to carry the palanquin. So he said, okay, I will carry. And he carried the palanquin and he was walking. But eventually what happened? While walking, there were some insects and ants were passing. So he knew that he should not harm any living being, because he saw in every living being the soul, as a soul, and Paramatma. So he was stepping here and there, just not to harm them. So king did not understand this, and he repeatedly scolded him, warned him, what happened, why are you walking like this? But still he was walking like that. And suddenly king ordered to stop the palanquin, and he get off the palanquin, and he asked him, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you walking like this? And then Jadabharata says the scenario, like this is the scenario. See, whom you are referring to, whom you are chastising. I am not this body, I am the soul, and I am seeing in everything a soul only. So then king realizes his mistake and completely bows down to Jadabharata. And Jadabharata, after giving this knowledge of soul to king, he continues his travel. And then one day, after few walk of jungle, he gets through a tribal place where there was plan for some sacrifice to goddess Durga. So those tribal people, those were planning to sacrifice Jadabharata to the goddess Durga. They want to take the life of Jadabharata. So Jadabharata couldn't oppose, or he did not care about anything. Whatever happened, it was happened, and he was just meditating on the Lord. And he went to and he just surrendered to them. He did not fight back or something. And they all preparing for the sacrifice. Then what happened, when they were about to chop him off, suddenly goddess Durga came, and she just vanquished all of them, saying see, I don't like this sacrifices. All living entities are like my children. Even if the other one suffers, I will not be happy. So she just revealed this message, and also she appreciated the Jadabharata's meditation, and she blessed, after this life you will be going back to Godhead, the supreme abode. So eventually, after a few years of his deep meditation, he completely attained the perfection stage, and he reached the supreme abode, back to Godhead. So we understand by this pastime how material attachments are an obstruction for our spiritual progress as well as our journey back to Godhead. So if Bharat Maharaj could fall due to affection for a deer, how much more cautious we must be with our attachments to wealth, people, children, or reputation, fame, and name. So we got many attachments. King Bharata got only one attachment. For that one attachment only, he got to take 2 more births to attain the perfection stage. What to speak of our attachments, and how many lifetimes could it take for us to get back to Godhead? So the takeaway is material affection, however sweet it might be, is a golden rope. Shiny, even though it is shiny, but it is binding us to this material world. Next, we're gonna see bhakti as higher attachment. Prabhupada quotes you cannot be unattached, you must attach to something. Either you must be attracted to Krishna, or you must be attracted to Maya. There is only 2 choices for you. You can't be any detached or unattached. If you are engaged in material sense gratification, you will be attracted to Maya, and Maya will show her influence on you, and she will have influence on you. And if you are doing spiritual activities and if you are doing regular sadhana, associating with devotees, then you are getting closer to Krishna, and slowly Krishna removes the influence of Maya, and he personally protects you, like devotees who are taking shelter of him, and also associating with his fellow devotees, and who is consistent in his sadhana. So the true bhakti means detachment from this material world, and it is the attachment to Krishna. So even if we see in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even though he had a beautiful wife, affectionate mother, immense respect, he renounced all that to dedicate his life in spreading of Krishna's holy name and to continue the movement of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like spreading of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So the main lesson to note is like Vairagya, which is a renunciation, has meaning when one gives up something valuable for something eternal. So we also know the pastimes of devotees like Prahlad Maharaj, how much he was being tortured by his father, even though he did not give up. Prahlad Maharaj never gave up his attachment to Lord Vishnu. When offered boons, also when Narasimhadev came and he killed Hiranyakashipu, his father, and he offered boons, but still Prahlad Maharaj asked nothing for his safety or wealth, but just the devotional service onto him and for the freedom from his material desires. See how much we attach to Krishna, that much we gonna be detached slowly from this material world and this material desires. And another example is in Leela, transcendental pastimes of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna himself, when gopis of Vrindavan, they left behind the homes, husbands and families when Supreme Lord Krishna played his flute. Their love was not irresponsibility, but it is the topmost love towards the Supreme Lord. It is the highest example of pure attachment to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So we can understand from this section is like bhakti is not about giving up love. It is about giving love to the right person, like directing our love to the true source or true destination. Because we, the soul, as a eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, we are engaged in always serving the Supreme Lord. That is our original position. If we are in our original position only, then only we are gonna be happy and blissful. As Prabhupada quotes and this analogy several times, like fish out of water. If it is in water, it will stay happy, and because it is in its natural habitat. So like if we, the soul, if we are in spiritual about serving the Supreme Lord as in our original position, we will be blissful and happy and prosperous. If we if we are placed in material world which is full of miseries and distress, eventually we are being conditioned and influenced by Maya, and we get disappointment, frustration, distress from all the material world effects. So even though you give a fish a golden throne, if you keep it out of water, what is the use? It doesn't sustain its life outside water. So similarly, even though we might have many material opulences, many material wealth, company, assets, relations, fame, name, strength, whatever it might be, but still we are not in our original position. It does not give the permanent happiness or blissful experience for us. It just gives a partial or temporary experience. How long could you enjoy that happiness? Just for a short period of time. After once you reach the certain point, like where you have to meet the death, the next moment you don't have rights to enjoy to it. So similarly, if the fish is being whatever it might be offered, but still it cannot enjoy because it cannot lead a good life without water. So similarly, we cannot lead a blissful life without the service of Krishna. So next we are moving to the path of renunciation or vairagya and real religion. So in this, as we know, varnashrama system, the gradual, which also signifies the gradual detachment, which is as follows. Like we all know, like varna ashrama, like there are 4 kinds of ashramas, like brahmacharya ashrama, like the celibacy, life of celibacy, grihastha, the householder life, and vanaprastha, the renounced life, the adult life, like after the age of 50, when you resign from the job and do only like gradual withdrawal from your regular activities and slowly start meditating on the Supreme Lord. And sannyasa, completely renouncing this material world and completely dedicating in the service of Supreme Lord and meditating on Him. So in brahmacharya, we hold the discipline and control, and we also get to know a lot of things like shastras, scriptures from a guru, and we can understand how to lead a balanced life. And in grihastha, even one may take grihastha or not, but grihastha life also can be engaged in Krishna consciousness in various ways. Like if you are a grihastha leading a householder life, if you are trying to make your family members or your relatives or friends devotees of Krishna, if you are trying your attempt to make them devotees, then you are leading a good grihastha life. You are taking the responsibility of leading a good grihastha life. Then comes vanaprastha. It's like gradual withdrawal, like slowly you will be withdrawing, detaching from material things like job, career, family responsibilities. Slowly you will be handing over to your son or daughter. If you have daughter, she will be getting married and she is going to other family. And so you will be gradually getting detached with that, and eventually when all the material responsibilities have been handed over to other persons in the family, other immediate generation, next generation, then comes the sannyasi, like which is completely renounced life, like it gives a complete detachment from this material afflictions and sincerely dedicating our time to Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and meditating on Him in order to stay focused. And remembering Krishna in the last days of life is very important, and it is not achievable by doing just in few years, because whenever we find some trouble, we suddenly what we remember, whatever, like we shout something like that, but whenever we get trouble, whomever we think of, like the dear ones who might be helping us in protecting us from the problems. So as soon as you start rendering your service and devotional service to Krishna, you slowly you will be getting to know Him. You will be developing some attachment to the Krishna, and you know the lost relationship with Krishna. So slowly, whenever danger comes, like we remember Krishna, we take shelter of Krishna. Krishna, this is what happened to me. If this is your plan, I'm okay with it, but still you will convey your regards to Krishna. This is what happened to me, and please protect me, Krishna. You will ask for His shelter. So yeah, this sannyas, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati calls this sannyas as civil suicide, and because this cuts the worldly ties without violence, like without silently, peacefully, you will detach from all the material engagements. You will slowly, you will focus on your sadhana, scriptural study, and just meditating on the Supreme Lord for a long time and peaceful time. So, see, still if in the old age also, old age comes and we are still attached to the house, money and family, so what will be our consciousness at death? We have seen an example of a rich man who is very attached to this factory, and we have seen how his life has been changed into the next birth as parasite. So we don't know what life we may get. Some people who are very much fond of eating meat in this life, eventually the karma will not go. The karma, how it will act is like, if you are eating a meat of that animal, in the next life, that animal will get a chance. Yes, will get a chance and will eat you. So these people who are consuming meat and who are thinking that they are relishing the taste, so how many lifetimes they have to take as animal to be serving as prey to that respective animal which they have hunted now. So it's unimaginable. In 1 year only they are killing many animals. What to speak of several years, several lifetimes? What's their karma gonna be? So in the purport, Prabhupada even quoted the pastimes of Goswamis, how they are all from a rich background, rich aristocratic background. Even though they are from rich aristocratic background, they developed attachment to Krishna and they left all the opulences and all the wealth, all the wealth for their spiritual progress. See how much dedicated they are, how much selfless they are. Like, they want to spread this holy name and Krishna consciousness to all the people. They have done a great service of following the instructions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also helped him in spreading the holy name. And they have given us enormous benefits by scriptures and various other ways to how to progress in our spiritual path and how to be more focused in the bhakti, and our acharyas being empowered by the Goswamis, they had shown us the path. And even acharyas are also selfless in their service. What to speak of Srila Prabhupada in his old age? Who imagines a person coming from India to US at the age of 69 and doing a selfless service to the people over here, converting this hippies to happies? Lot of transformations have been observed during that time. Like, many people who have taken shelter of Srila Prabhupada have enormously changed, and we have many disciples of Srila Prabhupada who has done a great work in kirtans and in several even disciples of Srila Prabhupada like Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, who has done selfless service to all the ISKCON temples. And whenever there is a requirement of theirs, like, there will be a assembling there, and they are very humble, down to earth. They did not even utter a single word against anyone in their lifetime. That much humble and humility they are. They show the kind of respect towards others. So that's the I want to signify the attachment to Krishna, how attached they are, how much pure they are in their service to Krishna, in spreading the fulfilling the instructions of his spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and also serving Krishna in a dedicated way. So the last thing is like what is real religion means. So the real religion, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, like Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshasyami Masucha. To Arjuna, Krishna says to Arjuna in Mahabharata, in a war, Kurukshetra war, so that this is the last statement, like Arjuna, abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I will take care of you and I will protect you from all the sinful reactions of yours. So that's the surrendering unto Krishna is the real religion. And here religion means the law of God. Whatever dharma that is being spoken by Lord is the true religion. And all other isms like socialism, nationalism are being diluted like a cheap carat gold, like 14 karat gold. And pure religion is like just surrendering onto the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is merciful and he just gave the simple process just by chanting the holy name Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just chanting this sincerely and transferring our affection towards Krishna. We gradually elevate from lower platform to higher divine platform, human platform to divine platform. We are still trying to be human platform also. In human platform, we follow these 4 regulative principles to get into human platform, like no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. These are not the things to be done by the humans. These are demoniac things, like demoniac mentalities of the demonic mentalities. So before getting into divine platform, one must be situated in a human platform, and then after continuous consistent sadhana, one attains the divine platform. So the one thing to note from here is like varnashrama, renunciation and true religion are all guiding us towards one goal and shifting our affection fully towards Krishna, and our sincere attachment to Krishna brings us back to our original position, back to Godhead. And I would like to conclude today's reading by few points like Queen Kunti's prayer is extraordinary. She asked not for protection or prosperity, but for detachment. It is such a unique prayer, like who can imagine like one asks the detachment from this material world or material relationships. Such a pure soul, such a pure devotee, she knows whom to attach for, so she is asking for pure attachment and detaching from this material world. And also we have seen the pastimes of Bharat Maharaj and also Prahlad Maharaj and Gopis, who show the power of exclusive love for Krishna, and also Goswamis like Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Goswami, and other Goswamis who revealed us like how much important that we attach to Krishna and how important to detach to these material things which are temporary and just giving a partial bit of happiness, not fully happiness, but not blissful. So, and also this our main task or our main challenge is to transfer the ropes of our affection from temporary relationships to the external, like eternal bond with Krishna. This happens not in a 1 day or 1 year process, but we have to be consistent in our sadhana. We have to do some service to Krishna, whatever means possible for you. we can do this service to him, and we also take the association of devotees and know more about Krishna, more how to progress in our life and how to handle the obstructions in the material life, which are being an obstacle in the spiritual journey. So, yeah, I would like to conclude today's lecture. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any comments, questions? Thank you very
I
much.
got one question.
Okay.
For the people who didn't eat meat, that were eating meat before they were aware of Krishna consciousness, will they be held accountable because of their not knowing about? Would it be still?
Yeah, your karma is still the same.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But you can change the trajectory.
Right.
I will say an example. Take an example of a small child.
A small what? Child?
Small child, baby.
Right.
When there is a candle over the corner, he don't know the fire, it is a fire or light. He goes there and he tries to play with it. Will the fire seize the baby and he doesn't know and I should not hurt him? Will the fire think like that? No, right? It will hurt him because the nature of fire is burning.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the baby is known or he know or don't know, he will eventually get hurt when he touches the fire. And a similar example is the traffic violations. And when you get a ticket, when you say I don't know the rule, will they excuse you? No, right?
No.
Eventually you have to know, they will say whenever you get the license, you have to know the rules before you work. So in your case also, the question you asked, they know or don't know, but they are accumulating the karma. But after they come into process like Krishna consciousness process, they know that they have done something wrong. But so they have to be more sincere, more intense in their purification, more sincere, and they should not try to again fall back from that position. They should be in association with devotees such that maybe the effects of karma could be reduced, and if it is several thousand multiplied by 1,000 times, it might be reduced a little. And if they are very much sincere in their attempt, karma can be nullified also by Krishna. In a fraction of a second, Krishna can nullify your karma. We cannot do anything, but Krishna, by our intense dedication to Krishna, Krishna can do anything. Hope it answered your question. Grandhara Shrimadbhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna.